Faith No More is an American rock band from San Francisco, California. The band was originally formed as Faith No Man, in 1981. Billy Gould, Roddy Bottum and Mike Bordin are the longest remaining members of the band, having been involved with Faith No More since its inception. The band underwent several lineup changes throughout their career. Faith No More officially disbanded in April 1998. They have since reunited, along with all members from their latest release Album of the Year, playing shows to support their The Second Coming tour, between 2009 and 2012. After a hiatus in 2013, Faith No More played their first show in 2 years on July 4, 2014 in Hyde Park, London. The latest version of Faith No More to perform consisted of Mike Bordin, Roddy Bottum, Billy Gould, Jon Hudson, and Mike Patton. History: We Care a Lot and Introduce Yourself. Faith No More was originally formed as Faith No Man in 1981 by bassist Billy Gould, drummer Mike Bordin, vocalist Mike "The Man" Morris, and keyboardist Wade Worthington. A year later, Worthington was replaced by keyboardist Roddy Bottum who, along with Gould and Bordin, formed Faith No More without Morris. They chose the name to accentuate the fact that the man was no more. They recorded Quiet in Heaven's Song of Liberty, released in 1982. The songs were recorded in Matt Wallace's parents' garage, where Wallace had set up and been running a recording studio while the band was still recording under the name Sharp Young Men, with Mike Morris, Billy Gould, Mike Bordin and Wade Worthington. Worthington left shortly thereafter. They changed their name to Faith No Man for the release of the single, which featured 2 of the 3 songs recorded in Wallace's garage, and hired Roddy Bottum to replace Worthington. Bottum, Gould and Bordin quit the band shortly after and formed Faith No More without any constant guitarists or vocalists until they eventually settled on Chuck Mosley and Jim Martin. After the name change, the band initially started recording We Care a Lot without backing from a record label and, after pooling their money, recorded 5 songs. This gained the attention of Ruth Schwartz, who was then forming the independent label Modern Records, under which the band, after getting the necessary financial support, finished and released the album. It was the first official release for both the band and the label. After going through a series of different singers, which included Courtney Love, Chuck Mosley joined the band in 1983. With this lineup, the band released their first album, We Care a Lot, in 1985. Introduce Yourself was released in 1987, and a revamped version of their debut album's title track We Care a Lot saw minor success on MTV. Mosley was fired in 1988 due to his erratic behavior during sessions and at shows, notably the release party for the album Introduce Yourself, during which he fell asleep on stage. Mike Patton joins in The Real Thing. Chuck Mosley was replaced with singer Mike Patton. Patton, who was singing with his high school band, Mr. Bungle, was recruited at Martin's suggestion after he heard a demo of Mr. Bungle. Patton joined Faith No More, and in 2 weeks had written all the lyrics for the songs that would make up the Grammy Award-nominated The Real Thing. The music video for Epic received extensive airplay on MTV in 1990, despite anger from animal rights activists for a slow-motion shot of a fish flopping out of water. That same year, Faith No More gave memorable performances at the 1990 MTV Video Music Awards and on the 293rd episode of Saturday Night Live. From Out of Nowhere and Falling to Pieces saw releases as singles, and a cover of Black Sabbath's War Pigs was also produced for non-vinyl releases. In 1990, the band went on an extensive U.S. tour, sending The Real Thing to platinum status in Canada, the U.S., and South America. The album also had big sales numbers in Australia, UK, and the rest of Europe, pushing the total sales well above 4.0 million worldwide. Epic was released in 1989 and was a top 10 hit. In February 1991, Faith No More released their only official live album, Live at the Brixton Academy. The album also included 2 previously unreleased studio tracks, The Grade, and The Cowboy Song. In 1991, the band contributed tracks for the motion picture soundtrack to Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey with the song The Perfect Crime. Jim Martin also made a brief cameo in the film as Sir James Martin, and head of the Faith No More Spiritual and Theological Center. Angel Dust, Faith No More displayed an even more experimental effort on their next album, Angel Dust. One critic writes that the album is one of the more complex and simply confounding records ever released by a major label, and another writes that the single A Small Victory, which seems to run Madame Butterfly through Metallica and Nile Rodgers, reveals a developing facility for combining unlikely elements into startlingly original concoctions. Aside from A Small Victory, the tracks Midlife Crisis and Everything's Ruined were also released as singles. The album included a re-recording of the theme to the film Midnight Cowboy, and later pressings included a cover of the Commodores' classic Easy, which in some parts of the world became the band's biggest hit. Angel Dust, though not as successful as The Real Thing in the US, sold 665,000 copies there, and managed to outsell The Real Thing in many other countries. In Germany, the record was certified gold for sales of more than 250,000 copies. The album also matched the sales of The Real Thing in Canada, Australia, and surpassed it in the Netherlands, France, Russia, and the UK. Worldwide sales are around 3.1 million copies. After touring to support Angel Dust in the summer of 1993, longtime guitarist Jim Martin left the band due to internal conflicts. According to Roddy Bottum, Martin was fired via fax. Jim Martin had always been very conventional in what he wanted to do with the band, very much a fan of guitar music only and metal specifically. During the recording of Angel Dust, it became apparent to both him and us that we were heading in very different directions. Martin himself states it was his decision to leave. Both Godflesh guitarist Justin Bruadrick and Killing Joke guitarist Geordie Walker were reportedly offered to join FNM after Martin's departure, but declined to join. The position was filled by Mike Patton's bandmate from Mr. Bungle, Trey Spruance, who left soon after recording 1995's King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime, and just before the band was to begin their world tour. Spruance was replaced by Dean Minter, the band's keyboard tech. King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime, Album of the Year and Breakup, 1995's King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime varies greatly from song to song in style. Post-hardcore punk, country, jazz, bossa nova, thrash metal, gospel music, along with other signature FNM elements, are woven together seamlessly throughout the album, making it a favorite among loyal fans. Singles included Digging the Grave, Evidence, and Ricochet. The album featured Mr. Bungle's Trey Spruance on guitar. The record went gold in the UK, Australia, New Zealand, Netherlands and Germany, which gave the album a respectable sales figure of around 1.5 million copies. This was significantly lower than sales of their previous albums. A 7-inch box set of singles was released, which included the B-sides and some interviews between the songs. Album of the Year was released in 1997 and featured yet another new guitarist, Jon Hudson, who was a former roommate of Billy Gould. The album debuted much higher than expected in some countries. In Australia, Album of the Year went to No. 1 and was certified platinum. The album charted in many countries in Europe. To date, Album of the Year has sold around 2 million copies worldwide. The singles Ashes to Ashes and Last Cup of Sorrow had minimal success. Strip Search was released as a single in various countries. In early 1998, rumors of Faith No More's imminent demise began. Starting with a rumor posted to the Faith No More news group AllMusic, Faith No More claiming Mike Patton had quit the band in favor of side projects. This rumor, although denied at the time, proved to be at least partly true. Faith No More played their last show in Lisbon, Portugal on April 7, 1998. The band cancelled their planned support tour for Aerosmith, and on April 20, 1998, Billy Gould released a statement by email and fax, saying, decision among the members is mutual, and the split will now enable each member to pursue his individual project, unhindered. The band thank all of those fans and associates that have stuck with and supported the band throughout its history. After the dissolution of Faith No More, the members went on to numerous different projects. Reformation, rumors that Faith No More would reunite for shows in the UK. in the summer of 2009 were circulating in late November 2008, but were originally dismissed by bassist Billy Gould. He explained, "If anything like this were to happen, it would have to come from the band, and I haven't spoken with any of them in over a year. So as far as I know, there isn't anything to talk about, and I'm pretty sure that if you were to contact Patton, he would tell you the same thing." However, on February 24, 2009, after months of speculation and rumors, Faith No More announced they would be reforming with a lineup identical to the Album of the Year era, embarking on a reunion tour called the Second Coming Tour. To coincide with the band's reunion tour, Rhino released the sixth Faith No More compilation, The Very Best Definitive Ultimate Greatest Hits Collection, a double album that includes their hit singles and B-sides and rarities, in the UK on June 8, 2009. Faith No More headlined the main stage at the Download Festival in Donington Park, UK. In June, they were also confirmed for the Hurricane and Southside Festivals in Germany, Greenfield Festival in Switzerland, Hove Festival in Norway and Roskilde Festival in Denmark, among other dates. In June, at their first show after their reunion, they released new merchandise stating they were playing the festivals. The tour continued into 2010 with appearances at the Soundwave Festival in Australian cities throughout February and March. After an 11-month hiatus, Faith No More played 4 shows in South America in November 2011. On the first date, the band played a mystery song, which led to speculation of new material. He played Sonisphere France on July 7, 2012. Up until 2014, Faith No More's status was disputed. In a January 2013 interview, Mike Patton suggested that the band would not remain active beyond the reunion tour, stating that it sort of petered out, and the band was maybe a little too conscious for their own good. Billy Gould has suggested the band may record new material in the future, saying we will do something again only when all members are with the focus on that, and ready for the challenge. This is not the time yet. On July 4, 2014, Faith No More played their first show in 2 years at Hyde Park in London, supporting Black Sabbath. At that show, Faith No More debuted 2 new songs, Motherfucker and Leader of Men. On May 29, 2014, Faith No More posted a message on their Twitter account, saying that the reunion thing was fun, but now it's time to get a little creative. This has led to speculation that the band is working on new material. Legacy, Nirvana's bassist and co-founder, Chris Novoselic cited Faith No More as a band that paved the way for Nirvana in the late 1980s. Bands rising at their prime, such as Metallica, Alice in Chains, Anthrax and Guns N' Roses, have cited Faith No More as one of their favorite bands. They were voted No. 52 on VH1's 100 Greatest Artists of Hard Rock. In July 2009, Epic came in at No. 46 in Australian radio station Triple J's Hottest 100 of All Time, as voted by the Australian public. The band are credited for inventing the alternative metal genre, which began in the 1980s and that fuses metal with other genres, including alternative rock. Tim Grierson of About.com said the band helped put alternative metal on the map. Corey Taylor, lead vocalist of Slipknot, stated that seeing FNM perform Epic at the 1990 MTV Video Music Awards changed his life. "I was mesmerized by that. I never felt a moment like that until that moment. It completely turned me around." Bottum came out as gay in 1993. He is recognized as a pioneering gay rock musician and admired as a role model for gay youth interested in a genre of music not traditionally associated with the gay community. In a 2001 article in The Advocate, Bottum stated that "I would never have thought as a gay teen I'd be in a band that would be considered heavy metal or hard rock." Other heavy metal musicians have come out as gay subsequently, including Rob Halford of Judas Priest in 1998. Concert tours. 1982 Euro 1984, Early Days, 1985 Euro 1986, We Care a Lot Tour, 1987 Euro 1988, Introduce Yourself Tour, 1989 Euro 1991, The Real Thing Tour, 1992 Euro 1993, Angel Dust Tour, 1995, King for a Day Tour, 1997 Euro 1998, Album of the Year Tour, 2009 Euro 2014, The Second Coming Tour, Members. Last lineup, Mike Bordin Euro drums, percussion, backing vocals, Billy Gould Euro bass, backing vocals, Roddy Bottum Euro keyboard, backing vocals, Mike Patton Euro lead vocals, Jon Hudson Euro guitars, backing vocals. Awards and nominations, Grammy Awards, 1993 Euro nominated for category Best Hard Rock Performance for Angel Dust, 1991 Euro nominated for category Best Hard Rock Performance for Epic, 1990 Euro nominated for category Best Metal Performance for The Real Thing, MTV Video Music Awards, 1993 Euro nominated for category Best Art Direction. In a video for A Small Victory, 1991 Euro winner of category Best Visual Effects in a Video for Falling to Pieces, 1991 Euro nominated for category Best Heavy Metal Hard Rock Video for Falling to Pieces, 1991 Euro nominated for category Best Art Direction in a Video for Falling to Pieces, 1990 Euro nominated for category Best Heavy Metal Hard Rock Video for Epic, Discography. Studio albums, We Care a Lot, Introduce Yourself, The Real Thing, Angel Dust, King for a Day. Fool for a Lifetime, Album of the Year. See also, List of bands from the San Francisco Bay Area, List of alternative metal artists, references. Bibliography.